What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, Apple was sued by the United States of America. Today, we're gonna read through the article because I honestly don't even know what's going on. We are reading it from the New York Times, and obviously every news outlet has some bias. So we're going to look past the liberal agenda and just look at the facts. We're just here for the facts, and we're gonna try to not look at any of the bias that's coming from this article. So the title says US sues Apple accusing it of maintaining an iPhone monopoly. It shouldn't just be like a phone monopoly. No one else is making iPhones, duh. The lawsuit caps years of regulatory scrutiny of Apple's wildly popular suite of devices and services, which have fueled its growth into a nearly $3 trillion public company. Could you guys imagine having $3 trillion? That's so crazy. In terms of phones or like competitors that Apple has, it's what? Android operating system. I think, let me fact check. Nokia also is a contender because they have a different operating system. But is anyone really buying a Nokia? No. So you got Android's OS versus iOS. That's basically what's going on. The federal government's aggressive crackdown on big tech expanded on Thursday to include an antitrust lawsuit by the Justice Department against Apple, one of the world's best known and most valuable companies. Oh, we have the actual lawsuit against Apple too, which is 88 pages. I'm good. If we were really trying to side here, then we could read through it, but for the sake of just getting the overview, let's skip the 88 pages. Arguing in an 88-page lawsuit, the company had violated antitrust laws with practices that were intended to keep customers reliant on their iPhones and less likely to switch to a competing device. The first thing that comes to mind with this, because I have both phones. I have a Google Pixel 7, which runs, they all have different names. There's like a chocolate name, and I have an Android. It has an Android operating system. And then, oh, there it is. I have an iPhone 13 as well. The biggest difference that I've seen of like compatibility with other hardware would be charging cables. But my brother has an iPhone 15 and they also use the USB-C. Like this one has a lightning port, but the newer iPhones are coming out with USB-Cs. So that's pretty compatible with most chargers and cables these days. And similarly, most Android devices have USB-C connector. The tech giant prevented other companies from offering applications that compete with Apple products, like its digital wallet, which could diminish the value of the iPhone and hurts wait, hold on, let's read that again. Apple prevented other companies from offering applications that compete with Apple products like its digital wallet. Why were people... Okay, so people were trying to make Apple's wallet, basically like the... But did they actually prevent them from making it? Like they just completely did not allow them to have it on their app store? Hurts consumers and smaller companies that compete with it, the government said. The lawsuit caps years of regulatory scrutiny of Apple's widely popular suite of devices and services, which have fueled its growth. Okay, we don't need to rub in how rich Apple is, we get it. It takes direct aim at the iPhone, Apple's most popular device, and oh my god, come on, Reese. Sorry, I was at work all day, so my brain's just fried. It takes direct aim at the iPhone, Apple's most popular device and most powerful business, and attacks the way the company has turned the billions of smartphones it has sold into the centerpiece of its empire. This doesn't really make sense. What do you want them to center their empire on? Microwaves? They make iPhones. That's like the center, that's the basis of their company, is their, well, first of all, operating systems that they made, but then the iPhone. It was revolutionary back in 2007. Why would they just give that up? By tightly controlling the user experience on iPhones and other devices, Apple has created what critics call an uneven playing field, where it grants its own products and services access to core features that it denies rivals. Now, I think what it's getting at with like the whole software thing is, we talked about this in my Rabbit AI video of kind of accessing certain features or data in a phone or just, I guess, any device about the user or just about other applications to, you know, tweak them, to run certain scripts on them, etc. From what I'm understanding, and we're going to keep reading right now, is that mobile developers cannot access these certain APIs to talk with these other applications and data, while only Apple's applications can, which is kind of creating like this monopoly, which is because their apps are going to be better since they have these access to these APIs. Let's continue though. It says over the years, it has limited finance companies access to the phone's payment chip and Bluetooth trackers from tapping into its location service feature. So yeah, basically like people were trying to make the wallet, but it can't tap. It's also easier for users to connect Apple products like smartwatches and laptops to the iPhone than to those made by other manufacturers. Apple says these practices make its iPhones more secure than other smartphones, but app developers and rival device makers say Apple uses its power to crush competition. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate and be on Apple's side in this, and I'm just gonna say that like I think that they should be able to do this, especially since it's their device and it's basically running on the premise of everybody uses an iPhone. Since it's so popular, since most people have an iPhone, that other people cannot monetize like what they're doing on an iPhone. In terms of like the whole wallet thing, that's really dumb because Apple's wallet is already pretty robust, and I don't think that there really needs to be an additional application made for that. It's basically like a stock program. You don't really need to make an additional program for that same service. But the easy solution is to just not use an iPhone. The main reason that I got an Android is that I'm trying to learn mobile programming right now. I have a whole book on SUED. It's like, and I haven't even like really read it because honestly, after I bought it, I started to like realize if you learn Swift, you can only program for Apple devices. There are cross-platform programming languages. I'm learning Dart right now, which is the Flutter framework. That's a tongue twister. Flutter framework that will allow me to make applications for iOS and Android. They're very basic and they can't access these intense APIs and such as the wallet chip, but for my simple applications it works fine. Now these people making finance applications that do all these crazy things, if anything they should just be looking into making a new phone or release it on Android for Android users. There's still probably a lot of people that would be able to use it and benefit from it if it's really that different than Apple's wallet. The lawsuit asked the court to stop Apple from engaging in current practices, including blocking cloud streaming apps, undermining messaging across smartphone operating systems, and preventing the creation of digital wallet alternatives. So this is actually like a big thing, a big part of the lawsuit. I'm really curious as to what these competitive applications provide that Apple's wallet cannot. So the reason I have two phones is because I have a primary and a secondary phone. I mainly text on this phone and do like business on it. And then I do like social media and stuff on this one. But here's the thing though, I would never post on like Instagram or Snapchat using emojis on this thing. It's not my loyalty to iPhone, it's just kind of this monopoly that they have. It's not even like a monetary monopoly, it's more like a social monopoly. It's the common consensus is iPhone is better than the competitors. And it is kind of ignorant because all in all, iPhone does have a lot more restrictions on it. It's kind of like a MacBook versus a Windows PC. iPhone users really don't have a lot of direct access to the internals of their phone. When I was younger, I used to jailbreak my phone a lot because I would want to access like these certain features and stuff that is available on Androids and should be pretty accessible on iPhone, but no, it's a stock straight arrow device. So here's like the last thing I'm going to talk about, and it goes back to like the chip, the Apple Wallet thing, because that was one of the main focuses of the article, and it's Apple Pay. So you got Apple Pay, which is just like, oh, I'll Apple Pay you, you know? I was thinking like, can you Apple Pay in Android? And you can't. But then Android has Google Pay. So if you want to do like between iPhones, you use Apple Pay. Between Samsungs, you use Google Pay. Now what if you want to do iPhone to Android or vice versa? Well, you'd get Venmo or you get Zelle. All of these applications, all of these services have the same like 1 to 3 day withdrawal that's free, or you withdraw instantly and it costs a certain percentage of the money. It's all the same thing. So this is the service that came to mind when I was thinking of like Apple services that could be making them a monopoly, but US justice system just wasting more money. Thank you. I hope you guys are having a great week, a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.